Here we are for the preview at a magnificent meeting at Fleming tomorrow for the 4 Group 1s here at RacingRant. We're doing this is going out on Facebook and everywhere else, so I hope you really enjoy it and hope we can tip you a winner. Marcus.
I thought you knew nothing about Facebook, and that as far as you were concerned, it was called Bookface.
I'm a member of Bookface.
So race 5 is the Coolmore, and there's only 20 to go round. Can find a 3-year-old, can't it, at this race? A bit of Everest form in here as well, but $7.50 is the favourite, Viridine. And that's by the same sire as My Country, Poet's Voice. There aren't too many of them around. Rhymes is by Poet's Voice, and Perfect Rhymes by Poet's Voice. Anyway, $7.50 Viridine, $8.50 Catchy, $9 Optimum, $11 Trapeze Artist off the Golden Rose, $13 Jukebox, 14 is Hudson, 14 Tulip, and 14 Formality. I missed $10 Invincible Star, Gabo. Next is $16 Merchant Navy, and then $21 Goodfella, the rejuvenated Sydney Star.
And what a race it is. 20 runners coming down the straight at
It's just
Flemington,
this race is just awesome every year, isn't it?
Well, it's getting better and better, because it used to be the old Ascot Vale that they used to run in September. Now they've got some, they've replaced that race there, moved the Ascot Vale to Derby Day, and it's grown in stature.
You know, it's an amazing race when number 1 in the race has won its last race, a Group 1 by 4.5 lengths, and you think, oh, this is not much of a horse. That's the first thing you think, oh, Trapeze, not much, yeah, oh, once last start, oh, yeah, Group 1, 1 by 5. Oh, that's right, yeah, shit.
Oh, that's right. So,
we've got a hot sprinter in this race, guys, called Viridine, comes from Sydney, Cummings trains it, the gun will be on it, it's got barrier 1. It's never been beaten.
Barrier 1 is on the ground, on the flat side. Can you remember how they made barrier 1?
It's on the fence side. Oh yeah, they changed it around at one stage?
Yeah,
what was
at
that
one stage,
about?
I don't know.
Was that when they were all going to the fence? Maybe there was a period when everything was going to the fence.
No, you mean going to the
outside,
the outside rail, yeah. That was. So, well, firstly, what are we tipping about the track tomorrow? Because, well, for example, when Japonisme won this race, it was up the inside. Exosphere was flailing out wide.
Yeah.
This day can be up the inside.
Well, there's an 1100 metre race too, and I think that's about the only one down the straight prior to this race. I suppose, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Will there be 2 divisions? I'm tipping yes.
It's sort of pretty easy to get a gauge after one race down the straight. You know, you can line it up pretty well.
All right,
so we will know how it's playing.
Yeah, so Viridine's down there in 1. Someone tweeted to me, golden switch of all time, Dracory's out in 20.
Barrier 1 last start goes to barrier 20, and if the outside is on fire, it's a $51 chance. That is not hopeless in this race. He gave himself no chance last start in the Golden Rose. I was pretty keen on. I like the fact it's had 6 weeks off. I like the fact it's $51. I think it's not hopeless. Good horse to carries.
I must say, the fillies seem hard to like in this race. They're taking up a lot of percentage. There's Hudson the Bunny, Invincible Star bunnied around Caulfield last time. Catchy is workmanlike. I understand why she's the best of the fillies.
Yep.
Tulip PR'd in the Everest.
Couldn't imagine.
And Formality, well, I suppose she's a last start winning filly that did not a bad job the other day.
Catchy and Formality are the 2 best of the fillies, I thought. And I thought they were winning chances, Mark, but this show's about, you know, finding winners, so I'm just going to give my tips. My tips are 5 on top, Viridine. I think it's just absolutely flying. I know from the parade it's just had lengths and lengths to get better, to beat. I was very forgiving of the run of number 8 in the Golden Rose lead-up. It came from Melbourne. It's called Merchant Navy, and the short SP there was severely checked, and like the fact
so it's got the SP in the Golden Rose, and it's also a golden switch because it drew 2. You recall that day, it was the only Rosehill day where they heavily watered, and the outside was the Trapeze Artist sat deep throughout and won by 5 lengths.
Given 5 to beat 8. Put in 16 for third, one of the fillies, which one is it? Get these bloody pages down the bottom. Catchy, back in distance. 3 weeks off. I wish it was like 5 weeks off, but it's a horse that flies over 1200 and goes well at the track. 5, 8, 16 and 18 for 4th, whoever the hell that is.
What I'm saying is, if you find out in the earlier race that the inside is the place to be, then unload on Viridine. It'll just be winning the race. It's the only thing that'll cost it the race, and that is if the inside's off. So massively keen on it, and we're going to get a price to find out.
I'm surprised you didn't give it. I suppose you would have given it a jump out down the straight, wouldn't you? So what about this What about this thing that zipped around Moonee Valley last week? That's just a bias win.
Yeah.
Seemed to go like a freak. Optimum.
Just a bias win, and I can't back Moonee Valley to Flemington. Fucking ever.
No.
Ever.
No, well look, I quite like the Merchant Navy line there, conceding that Viridine, the unbeaten Viridine, we're yet to get to the bottom of.
There
Yet
is
to get to
two
the bottom,
roughies.
and it's gapping horses.
Precarious was one of the roughies, but
Seriously.
the other roughie in the race was number 20, the Weir Trained Limestone. It's coming out of the 1,000 Guineas prelude, which is different form. It's like 14 back to 12 with the 5 weeks off, and I see it's $71 as well. So I gave it a rough chance.
Well, you would have been tipping it last time, Glenn, than the 99th, 2 starts back.
Yeah,
Behind Catchy.
love all that.
Right, the mile Meyer, which it's hard. It's a bit surprising. This race is only 500,000, isn't it? On these days,
Do punters care what they're worth?
punters don't care.
I don't care. I couldn't give that race $50 as long as they're racing.
Yeah, but
Well, you
you
see
okay.
that, yeah.
Oh, sorry. If you put $1 million down, Winks comes and runs in it, does she?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you need to keep it cheap. So you keep Winks away.
Keep Wings away. Fucking dirty, filthy Wings. Get rid of her. She doesn't help punters.
Have they announced yet whether she's running on?
Oh, please retire her. Just piss her off. I'm sick of even talking about her.
$5 is Shoals. $5.50 Global Glamour. And then we're $8 Silence Edition. $8.50 Fox Play. $11 down the bottom Shillelagh, who's also accepted for the mile against the boys.
Won't get it right, Shillelagh.
Won't get
She's
it
4th reserve.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah, okay.
$12 Dixie Blossoms. $15 Heavens Above. $18 Prompt Response. $17 Now or Later. 20s bar. Next line would be Daisy Doom, $23. There's lots of names here.
There's lots of names here, guys, and if the lead-up to the Tristark, the Global Glamour race, which went really well, I thought one of the better runs in the race was that Silence Edition. I know it's a big job for Caitlin Mallion. I don't know much about her, but I see she's a girl rider. Tell me about it. Anyone know
She's
anything
good.
about it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Not a problem.
No problem?
No problem.
Well, it seems to be drawn well. I like how it's third up. I like it's a 5-year-old mare flying. Thought it had a really good chance, 5. 16 equal pick with it. The favourite, Shoals, who's
3-year-old filly.
yeah, Yendel, Friedman. 6 starts, 4 wins, 2 seconds. Looks all right to me. 5 and 16 equal. 2, always hard to knock Global Glamour because all she ever does is try, but she is second up coming off a gut buster. And for 3rd, Fox Play. I thought the best of the Sydney horses was probably number 8, Dixie, and just a great race to watch. I'm interested in 5 a little bit there, guys. Gord, you got anything for us?
Global Glamour. I think that with that stable, having a really tough run first up is good setup to go to the 1600 metres.
Unbelievable how she stuck her neck out, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable.
And you just notice, like when Gay's horses, you've noticed a lot of them recently, like they're sort of half getting head and kicking back and winning. When that's happening, her stable's on fire, and this is actually one of her better horses.
And that's been happening in Melbourne.
Yeah, so
They've been flying in Melbourne.
yeah, no, pretty keen on Global Glamour, but other than that, I'd have about 5 or 6 horses in the secondary part.
You
there.
could have 7 runners in your quaddy and miss it.
Yeah.
Because it's Melbourne, it's carnival time, and there's old mate at 40s getting through the middle. And
yeah.
Mark, you got anything for us?
Yeah, Shoals. But she's she split Eloisa and good old Alazay.
I think if you took those 3 numbers in the quaddy, Shoals, Global Glamour, Silence Edition, I think you give yourself a good chance of posting. One of them will win, hopefully.
And your man Hippo's down there riding in the race.
Yeah, I'll be cheering him. What's the horse called again?
Heavens Above.
Yeah, I'll be cheering him.
The Coolmore winner.
Got to cheer Hippo.
Sorry.
Good man, Hippo.
Yeah, it's a fairly typical Meyer there. The Derby is fairly typical Derby as well. It's full of battlers. $6 Ace High, $7 Tangled, $7.50 Main Stage, $8.50 Sully, $8 Weather With You, bit of the Baker, $10 Grey Cliff, $13 Oceans 14, $17 Justice Faith, and the next pick would be, oh sorry, I missed Astoria there at $9.50, Estic Rock at 23.
That's not amazing. It's a 2,500 metre, and looking at this race when I did, it seems the wrong lead up is the Spring Champion Stakes because you get the 2,000 to the 2,500, you've got a couple of 4 weeks off.
I know. Remember when Hampton Court was like, was 5-4 in the Derby for McAvoy?
Yeah.
And
it just looks the complete wrong lead up for the whole race.
It is the wrong lead up, isn't it?
Well, at least Tangled went to Melbourne to have the run, so that helps it. But for all those reasons, I'm going to tip which, you know, in years gone by, they've run well, but they haven't really dominated the Geelong Classic form. I'm tipping number 7, Weather With You. I think it's the right lead up. It's 2,200.
Right, stable.
Right, stable. So if I'm tipping 7, I had to mark number 11 a chance. It's a bit outside the market, whatever its stupid name's called. Ran second to it the other day.
Ocean 14.
Ocean 14. It's by Ocean Park. A lot of the Ocean Parks go well in these derbies.
What do you mean? It's the first season Sire, isn't he? Like, it's the first season he's had.
Didn't Ocean Park race last year in the derbies?
You may be right. I hope.
For third, I thought the best run in the Champion Stakes was Sully, and Trent and Natalie trained at Derek Cranbourne. They can train a Derby winner, and it finds Huey who can ride a Derby winner. So he's the only one I can consider out of the New South. I can't even consider Race High.
I'll just mention, like, I'm very keen on backing all the Sydney horses, and I am going to be betting in Melbourne tomorrow. I think they've got great chances. I think the setup between the Sydney to tomorrow at Flemington is really fitting previous patterns that were established earlier on in the Melbourne Carnival. I think that's going to start tomorrow, but this is a race where I'm actually against the Sydney horses. I'm going to have number 5 Main Stage on top, but I'll back a few of the Melbourne horses to knock off the Sydney stuff. So.
Again, another trained by Trent and Natalie.
Oh no, I love Michael Walker. Like, he's a legend. So yeah.
He's got a good chance.
Yeah. He is a legend.
Easy to get away from the Sydney horse in this race, I've got to say that. Fucking Ace High, how's it going to win the Derby? Millions.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm the Tangled Camp. Bishin is the man for the job. He's had, as you say, he's had the run in the lead up in Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's a Schnitzel trying to win a Derby.
I know it's a Schnitzel, but Bramble Rose was like she won 2 Oaks.
It's a Schnitzel trying to win a Derby. Wow. All right, guys. We get to this last race.
Yeah, which
Kennedy Mile.
used to be the Emirates, but they've stolen the Emirates to rename the LKS McKinnon Stakes. So now it's called what? The Kennedy Mile. Who's Kennedy?
Got no idea.
Right.
John Kennedy used to be a bookie.
$6. Lucky Hustler. Lucky Hustler. Just naught. Oh, there it is. It wins by 3 lengths at Moonee Valley. It's good, isn't it?
If I told you what it did at Moonee Valley, you wouldn't believe me. But anyway.
$6 Lucky Hustler.
I laid Lucky Hustler the other day in the run at the 800 metre mark at $2.40. It jumped at $10. And it was trucking. Some little bludger out there took $2.40 off me. I went, you beauty. There's 800 to go, and it won by 3 lengths. So whoever you were out there, well spotted.
You must have been on lag or something.
What does that mean, a lag?
So this was the day.
The race was about 600 metres further along. Is what
Nah,
I'm saying.
it wasn't the 800.
This was the day where
How did they do that?
it was on pace bias, wasn't it, Moonee Valley?
Oh, it switched around. It was a bit strange.
It was trucking.
Yeah.
Anyway, $6 favourite Lucky Hustler, $6.50 stablemate Tozen Stardom, $6.50 Tom Melbourne, $7.50 Egg Tart, $9 Sovereign Nation, $12 All Our Roads, $13 Shillelagh, $17 Radipole, $19 Sosi Bon, $21 Dibiani. Where's he been? Only 8 these days, Dibiani.
Bit of a numbers race, guys. Bit of a lot of numbers here.
Yeah.
No, I'm particularly keen on one.
I'm particularly keen too. It's my best bet anywhere in the Eastern Seaboards tomorrow. Fucking immoral.
Finally, it's been months since you've tipped them
Yes,
all.
oh, this is good, and he's brought it out in Melbourne.
Found it in Melbourne. Can't get beat.
All right.
No.
Come
Do you
on.
want me to, should I say what I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
my
you go
moral
first.
is?
You give us
Steve.
your
I
model.
think it's number 12, All Our Roads. I think it's going to win. It was a really good run against Surplus. It's had the run down in Melbourne now, and I think it's a serious horse. Very keen, and I'm getting odds too. So
What odds is it?
all sweet. $13 around about that. Yeah.
It's just a shitty favourite.
Oh, you're shitty favourite.
Just a shitty favourite, guys.
That's a long shot for me.
Hang on. This is a Group 1, isn't it? All Our Roads.
Yep.
It's just a shitty favourite. This is the best bet in the Eastern Seaboard tomorrow. Coming from the Sydney Mounting Yard Mail, I've been watching this horse progress every start and finding 2 lengths and finding 1 length. I think tomorrow will be cherry ripe back in distance. It'll improve 3 lengths off the yard tomorrow, and it'll get the job done. McCreary at the $26 each way.
Please.
Fucking moral. Even zillion billion.
Done.
McCreary will win this race tomorrow at $26. Punters, it'll be perfectly ridden. Sets up well for a back to the mile at Flemington. The gun ticks every single box I watch. Any good here?
No.
Alright. Just an opinion, like an arsehole. There's 3 of them sitting there.
Yeah, that's right. There's 3 of them. I'm embarrassed to say Tom Melbourne.
Oh!
Put to the sword of the
Boring.
Huh?
Fucking Tom Milne boring.
Okay, so it's the lead up, the Toorak, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's the lead up.
Okay.
And Tom Melbourne's put to the sword. You saw where Tozen started him, and the horse that ran second, who's further down in the field there, they came from Hayaki. It was like an inversion. So to Flemington, and G-Boss gets the job done there. If you can say that about that combination. That's our very terse look at
the 4 Group 1s in Melbourne tomorrow. Good punting to everybody out there, and hope everyone gets quid and enjoys the day, especially down in Melbourne. Like,
it's lots of enthusiasts' favourite day of the year.
My word, it's Sheila.
Oh, well, yeah, I think I'll be paying more attention to Melbourne than Sydney tomorrow. So
There you go.
And Sydney's at his favourite Rose Hill, so it's saying a lot.
So if you get to watch this and you're interested in what we do at RacingRant, email Mark at the show on racing, whatever their email address is, and come and watch a couple of shows for free. We'd be most welcome to have you on board.
That's right. So anybody, any new customers that sign up, they just have to apply for a rebate of the first 2 weeks, because everyone gets 2 weeks free at some stage.
Yeah.
So if you've not had 2 weeks free,
come and join us.
Simply drop me a line.
Get all the tips, get everything you want, and then if you're not happy after 2 weeks, we send you your money back.
Gord's organising a golf day.
We've got no money. What's the difference?
golf day and a bowling day.
Oh, it's
fucking
golf
everyone's
and
on
bowling
as well.
Yeah, long bowls.
What? So you can just drink beer?
I like that Clovelly bowling club.
Yeah,
out
I'd
there
come
on
to bowl.
there,
I'd go to bowl.
And they got a tab in there. We'll get some.
I see,
we'll
because
get
the
some,
golf club doesn't have a tab.
Can someone come along and play bookie? I like when people play bookie. Second best tone.
yeah.
Are you a play bookie?
Oh, second best tone. I get better than that.
Oh, at the pub I drink at, we bet second best
Yeah,
tone.
okay.
Because you can pay $7.97.
Yeah, you're probably betting on
$7.20.
bloody New Zealand greyhounds where the pool's about $37.
That's what we bet second best tone. I'm still trying to read the totes.
Yeah.
Try and come and get involved with us, and best luck to you, Melbourne punters. We'll be doing a special free show as well for the Melbourne Cup on Monday after our racing rant for our customers, and you'll all get to see the Melbourne Cup preview on the 24 delicious runners.
Very good. Catch you then.
See you guys.